This is Online Pass, the weekly video game news quiz show. My name is Cyril Lachel, and I'm going to ask you a series of questions based on some of the biggest news stories from the past week. It's your job to answer each question correctly, so grab a piece of paper and a number 2 pencil, because this is a test. Question 1. Thanks to a hack discovered by Mr. Gas, what are PlayStation TV owners able to do now that they couldn't do 1 week ago? Question 2. This weekend marked the 8th annual EGX, the UK's biggest video games event. During a live conversation about the 20 years of the PlayStation, the president of Sony's worldwide studios, Shuhei Yoshida, revealed that there's one game he considers to be his proudest moment. What is that game? Question 3. Street Fighter V is still months away, and Capcom is already talking about downloadable content. This week, Capcom announced that they would not be making the same mistakes they made last time around. What does that mean for the upcoming DLC? Question 4. Last week saw the unexpected delays of both Star Fox Zero and Persona 5. Not to be outdone, IO Interactive announced that their newest Hitman game would hunt its prey in 2016. With the film adaptation out of theaters, how much did Hitman Agent 47 make at the North American box office? Question 5. After seeing the success of Steam's Early Access program, Sony has decided to mimic the approach on the PlayStation 4. What is the first PS4 game to support pre-alpha access? And now, the throwback round, where I pull questions from classic game magazines. Brace yourself, the next corner's rough. It was in September 1999 when the first PlayStation 2 gameplay screens were revealed, and Next Generation magazine was there for all the excitement. What long-running franchise became the first to show off the PS2's power? Okay, put your pencils down, everybody. The quiz is over. Let's see how you did. Own a PlayStation TV and sick of not being able to play certain games? Well, thanks to Hack Informer Mr. Gas, your problems are a thing of the past. This week, the microconsole world was shaken when Mr. Gas found a way to unlock the PS Vita games whitelisted on the PS TV. Best of all, it's a simple solution that pretty much anybody can do. So now you finally have a chance to play Uncharted Golden Abyss without touchscreen support. Yay. While talking during the EGX developer session, Shuhei Yoshida revealed that being part of the game Journey was his proudest moment in the past 2 decades. Yoshida explained to the audience that his grandmother had died a couple of years prior to the initial release of Journey, and the heartfelt game had nearly brought him to tears. Come on, dude, what's it gonna take to get you to cry? After being roundly criticized for having their downloadable content already on the Street Fighter IV disc, Capcom is taking a less controversial approach when it comes to their upcoming sequel. Pleasing fans around the world, Capcom confirmed that there would be no on-disc DLC for Street Fighter V. Now, if only they could get back to work on Mega Man Legends 3. Remember that Hitman game Square Enix showed off at E3? Surprise! It's been delayed. IO Interactive is hoping the move will be long enough for people to forget all about Hitman Agent 47, Hollywood's most recent video game bomb. After 35 days, this poorly received action film made only $22 million at the North American box office. This is much less than the 2007 Hitman, which grossed $39 million. Hopefully next year's game will show Hollywood how it's supposed to be done. When Dungeon Defenders 2 hits PlayStation 4, it'll be using a free-to-play model that features microtransactions. Gamers eager to check out the game early will be able to buy into the pre-alpha access. With 3 different pricing tiers that range from $14.99 all the way up to $74.99, players will be able to see the game come together long before it hits retail. You have to imagine other publishers are watching to see if consumers take to this approach. A mix of SimCity and trains. A-Train 6 was the first PlayStation 2 title to show off actual screenshots. Next Generation Magazine accurately notes that there'd be way too much translating for the game to be considered for a North American release, but that didn't stop them from gushing over the photorealistic graphics. In case you're wondering, the most recent iteration is A-Train City Simulator, a 3DS game that found its way onto the eShop in both North America and Europe. Hey, thanks for taking the quiz. So, how'd you do? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to share it with a friend. Who knows? Maybe you'll know more about video game news than they do. We'll be back on Monday with reviews of both Daily Espada and 80 Days, 2 very different Steam releases. It's gonna be a busy week, so do me a favor and click the subscribe button. Until then.